Previously, on keeping up with the Kenya Kwanza government.
Iko shida. Hata niliona juzi wakisema ati serikali itatumia bilioni 100 ati kwa system. Kwani wanaona sisi ni watu wazimu?
We are dealing with a very, very rotten government that is stealing with the left hand, stealing with the right hand, stealing with the left leg, stealing with the right leg, stealing with the head, stealing in all manner of ways.
Maneno aiendelee vizuri. Mimi nataka nimweleze rais. Leo nimekuwa pale Backlash hospital. Na SHA haifanyi kazi pale Backlash hospital.
They say politics is a game of numbers, but for President William Ruto, it is beginning to look more like a game of survival. The moment your own people start turning against you, you know the tide is shifting. And if there is one man who understands just how quickly fortunes can flip, it is Ruto himself.
There's even somebody who just, if you look at the TORs, he's basically in charge of keeping some flash disks. He's being paid 2 million shillings per month. It's more than what we pay the president of Kenya.
The president might have braced for the usual opposition fire, but when the shots are coming from within his own strongholds, that's not just political turbulence, it is a ticking time bomb. And that bomb at the moment is his much hyped Social Health Authority, SHA, the very insurance fund he promised would revolutionize Kenya's healthcare system.
Maneno aiendelee vizuri. Mimi nataka nimweleze rais. Leo nimekuwa pale Backlash hospital. Na SHA haifanyi kazi pale Backlash hospital.
Kericho was once a county firmly in Ruto's corner, a loyal voting bloc that rallied behind him in 2022. Now its residents are up in arms against his ambitious social health insurance fund, SHA, and they are not holding back. A viral video making the rounds shows an agitated local dismantling Ruto's claims that SHA is functioning smoothly. His audience, a highly engaged crowd that cheered him on as he took apart the president's narrative piece by piece.
Mimi nimesimama na wagonjwa nimelipa shilingi 8,000 kwa wale wa outpatient. Wengine hapa wanaanza kutuambia SHA inafanya kazi, SHA inafanya kazi. Rais, wacha mimi nikueleze nikiwa.
The irony is thick. Kericho is supposed to be friendly territory. If the president's most loyal supporters are willing to publicly question his policies, then what's happening behind the closed doors of his inner circle?
It is not normal.
The sharp backlash isn't just a street-level protest. It has infiltrated the executive branch itself. Leading the charge is none other than Public Service CS Justin Muturi, a man who has made it clear that SHA is less of a healthcare revolution and more of a ticking time bomb.
Yeah, because of the agony that has been taken through for the last 40 days.
Muturi has gone on record warning about the opaque handling of a 104 billion Kenyan shillings health system contract, a deal spearheaded by a Safaricom-led consortium. Back when he was Attorney General, Muturi had raised red flags over the escrow account through which these funds would flow. His concern, the Public Finance Management Act, which dictates that all government revenue must be deposited into the consolidated fund and only spent with the approval of the controller of budget. Yet, the Ministry of Health went ahead and funneled millions into a shadowy account managed by 3 private firms, Safaricom PLC, Convergence Solutions, and Apiero Limited. Now this trio, tasked with developing the integrated healthcare information technology system, has been quietly wrecking payments as Kenyans enroll in SHA.
So they know very well what they have done, but because they have been exposed, they are trying to play with our minds.
From the growing storm within his own cabinet members questioning SHA's credibility, the Senate breathing down his neck, and even the Auditor General confirming that Kenyans have been shortchanged in the procurement of the technology system running SHA, Ruto finds himself in a political crossfire.
Can we agree before this committee that we want to terminate that contract, and what are going to be the consequences? Because we can't continue to allow people to enjoy proceeds of crime. Let's just declare this SHA and SHIF a criminal enterprise, and we close it today.
Yet, the president remains defiant. He insists that the outrage over SHA is nothing more than a smear campaign orchestrated by cartels who thrived under the previous health insurance system. In his own versions of events, he is the hero, taking on a corrupt old guard determined to sabotage his reforms.
Hii makelele mnasikia kwa hii mitandao na nini ni watu ambao walikuwa wanaibia sisi siku ya NHIF. These are brokers. Iko sijui iko shida. Hata niliona juzi wakisema ati serikali itatumia bilioni 100 ati kwa system. Kwani wanaona sisi ni watu wazimu? Hakuna senti ya serikali itatumiwa kulipa system yeyote. Because we want to sort out the problem of fraud of the past. Pesa nyingi ambayo ilikuwa inakusanywa na NHIF iliibiwa na matapeli na wakora ambao walikuwa wanajifanya wako na mahospitali. Fake claims, fraudulent claims consumed almost 40% of the money that was being raised by NHIF.
Where are those billions in the budget allocated to healthcare going if we have to pay from our separate premiums? Where are they going? So it is not a simple matter. We are dealing with a very, very rotten government that is stealing with the left hand, stealing with the right hand, stealing with the left leg, stealing with the right leg, stealing with the head, stealing in all manner of ways. And at the end of the day, we shall not have a country that we can call home. So we are dealing with a situation that is very, very dangerous, that the Ruto government is fully behind it, and Ruto personally is responsible because yesterday at the funeral, he claimed that he's not a fool to commit the government to buy software at a cost of 104 billion, or for more than 100 billion. But the facts speak a different story. They have done that, so they know very well what they have done, but because they have been exposed, they are trying to play with our minds. There's even somebody who just, if you look at the TORs, he's basically in charge of keeping some flash disks. He's being paid 2 million shillings per month. It's more than what we pay the president of Kenya.
But if the opposition to SHA is just the work of these so-called cartels, then Ruto has a bigger problem on his hands. Are these cartels so powerful that they have managed to sway his own backyard in Kericho? Have they infiltrated his cabinet, compelling CS Muturi to speak out? And if they have reached the Senate, which has been pressing Ruto for answers, then who exactly is in control here?
In dispute, and we will not argue with the Auditor General. They are the professionals. Our job would be to mete out punishment, to recommend administrative action, to recommend investigation and prosecution. The Auditor General has done the diagnosis. It is now time for Parliament to do the prescription.
And for a president who built his brand on defying the establishment, the irony is brutal. The rebellion is now coming from inside his own house. Will Ruto manage to steady the ship, or is this the beginning of a political storm that even the chief hustler can't outrun? Only time will tell.